Pivot tables are a powerful tool in Excel that allows users to summarize and analyze large data sets quickly and efficiently. In this video, I will take you through the ins and outs of pivot tables, from the basics to the more advanced features. Firstly, to create a pivot table, convert your data into an Excel table. To do this, select all the data, go to the Insert tab, and click Table, or use shortcut Ctrl+T. We can rename a table by switching to the Design tab and typing the name in the table name. Select any cell in the data table, and then go to the Insert tab. We have the option to open Recommended Pivot Tables, which presents suggested pivot tables based on your data. We can select and utilize one of the provided recommendations. In the Recommended Pivot Tables dialog box, click the layout to see its preview. Among the 6 recommended pivot tables available, examples include the sum of annual salary by country and city. The other option is to create a blank pivot table. We can also use a shortcut to insert pivot table, Alt+D+P. This will open the Create Pivot Table window. Choose the target location for your Excel pivot table. We have 2 options: New Worksheet or Existing Worksheet. I will insert a new worksheet. Click OK. The Field section displays available fields corresponding to the column names of your source table. If you want to change how the sections are displayed in the field list, click the Tools button and choose your preferred layout. In the Layout section, you'll find the Filter field, Column Labels, Row Labels field, and the Values field. To include a field in the Layout section, simply check its box in the Field section. The non-numeric fields are placed by default in the Row Labels area. Numeric fields are allocated to the Values area. By default, Excel applies the sum function to numeric value fields. For non-numeric data, such as text, dates, or Boolean values, the count function is automatically applied. However, you are free to choose a different summary function according to your preference. For this, right-click on the value field you wish to modify, select Summarize Values By, and then choose the desired function from the options provided. Let's use the average function. Show Values as feature enables you to present values in different ways. For example, show totals as percentages or rank values from smallest to largest. The Show Values as feature may prove especially useful if you add the same field more than once in Show, for example, the original value and as a percent of the total at the same time. To customize the layout of a certain field, click on that field, then click the Field Settings button on the Analyze tab. We need to change the formatting of the salary column. So, for this, select the Annual Salary column and use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+1 to open the formatting dialog box. I will choose a currency format. Sorting data can make it easier to find what you're looking for. For example, you can sort data alphabetically, numerically, or by date. Sorting a pivot table by values is a quick and easy way to organize large amounts of data. Right-click on a value in the column you want to sort. Choose the Sort option from the menu that appears. Select Sort Largest to Smallest from the drop-down menu. Once you have created a pivot table based on your source data, you may want to improve the table's design. For this, head over to the Design tab where you will find plenty of predefined styles. To create your own style, click New Pivot Table Style. When you are creating a pivot table, Excel applies the compact layout by default. This layout displays row labels and column labels as the table headings. An easy way to get rid of these headings is to switch from the compact layout to outline or tabular. To do this, go to the Design ribbon tab, click the Report Layout drop-down, and choose Show in Outline Form or Show in Tabular Form. Pivot Table doesn't update automatically. You must refresh it manually or set it to refresh upon opening the workbook. For manual refresh, click anywhere in the table. On the Analyze tab in the Data group, click the Refresh button or press Alt plus F5. Alternatively, right-click the table and select Refresh from the context menu. To enable automatic refreshing upon opening the workbook, go to the Analyze tab and click Options. In the Options dialog box, go to the Data tab and check the Refresh Data when opening the File checkbox. At times, you may wish to narrow your focus to a specific subset of data while filtering out the rest. I'll apply a filter to concentrate on salaries across different countries. To add a report filter, drag a field from the field list into the filter section. The report filter will appear above the pivot table. Click the drop-down arrow on the right side of the filter to access the list of items. Select the item you wish to view. To select multiple items, check the box next to Select Multiple Items and then click OK. The pivot table will adjust accordingly to reflect the changes made. Pivot table slicers can make filtering data easier and more interactive. They're just report filters, but they're more interactive and faster to use because they let you quickly select items and instantly see the result. To add a slicer, select any cell in your pivot table. From the Analyze tab, click the Insert Slicer. A dialog box will appear. Select the desired field. In this example, I will select City. Then click OK. The slicer will appear next to the pivot table. Each item selected will be highlighted in blue. When you select or deselect items, the pivot table will instantly reflect the changes. To select multiple items, hold down the Control key on your keyboard, then click each item you want. You can also select multiple items by clicking and dragging the mouse. To deselect an item, hold down the Control key on your keyboard, then click the item. A pivot chart is like a regular chart, except it displays data from a pivot table. To create a pivot chart, select any cell in your pivot table. From the Analyze tab, click Pivot Chart. As with a regular chart, you'll be able to select a chart type, layout, and style to best represent the data. Select the desired chart type. Then click OK. If you make any changes to the pivot table, the pivot chart will adjust automatically. When you insert a new pivot chart, it comes with some buttons to filter. You can hide all of them. Right-click on the button and select Hide Value Field button on the chart to hide the selected button, or click on Hide All the Field button of the chart to hide all the buttons. To close the pivot table field list, click on the Close button. To display the field list again, right-mouse click in the table, and then select Show Field List from the context menu. The other way is to go to the Pivot Table Analyze tab. In the Show group, click the Field List button to show or hide field list. To relocate your table to a new workbook, worksheet, or another area within the current sheet, navigate to the Analyze tab. Click the Move Pivot Table button in the Actions group. Choose a new destination and click OK. If you no longer need a pivot table, you can delete it. Click anywhere in the pivot table that you want to delete, go to the Analyze tab Actions group, click the Select button, choose Entire Pivot Table, and then press Delete. Pivot tables are among the most useful and powerful features in Excel. Pivot tables can help you summarize and make sense of large data sets and see the relevant information you need in a clean, concise, manageable way. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Excel tips.